we don't have that, or we're not, that's no longer innate to us as often. So people go through a horrible time and they don't get to discharge it.
I reckon what puts me off when you talk about trauma, or not you personally, but when we talk about trauma is I feel like people seize up when it becomes a real spiritual thing. A lot of people that I know, and you talk about trauma and people go, oh, okay, here we go. What's this guy talking about? But then when
Mm.
you unpack it, it sounds really practical and helpful.
Brother, totally, and I hear you. Like I think the spiritual we could call the formless. It's cool. However, I'm very science based, and I was like, if it's like this is beautiful up here, but I wanted to, when I was sitting down with clients or navigating it myself, I wanted to make the intangible tangible, to make the invisible visible, and to make the formless into the form. So what I like, one of my favorite studies of science that I highly recommend you checking out, that I geek out on, it's called polyvagal theory. And it just changes the game. Like, it really changes our understanding of us as animals, the adaptive behaviors that we have, and the different parts of our brain that respond to strong emotional responses. Because trauma is, as an animal, like, I love this. You may have heard of the example, like zebras. When zebras are chased by a lion, if they get away, thumbs up, great. If they get away, they're shaking themselves vigorously on the ground to mobilize that strong, traumatic, emotional nervous system response in the body. We don't have that, or we're not, that's no longer innate to us as often. So people go through a horrible time and they don't get to discharge it. But speaking into, like, there's that, and also the beauty of parenting and looking at the changes in brain development with more involvement and time and nurturing of the child, for the child to then develop a different concept of themselves and the world. So there's two things there. Trauma, the paradigm and the stigma around it is changing, because it used to be like, oh, you got trauma, good luck, you got to live with it, you're broken. Like, and that's where it had a bit of a stigma. It's like, yep, you're damaged. And bro, I've had clients come to me and they've had, like, innocently a loving practitioner go, you've been like, this is going to be with you for the rest of your life. And I hear it going, no, like that experience may be, but not the changes in the nervous system. That's up for grabs. Yeah, like, we look at war. Why is it that so many people come back? Many just get on with their life and they're fine, and others, they're kind of trapped in the cycle of trauma. Well, one person, has a more of a capacity to mobilize it, or they have a different concept of the world compared to these other poor people. They don't have a capacity to mobilize it, so they continue living stuck in the cycle of trauma.